for the first album cover.
Oh, fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, dang.
Yeah, I was like, that's how you do it. That's
The
how you
whole
do it.
nipple.
And the other chick that I like the one where he was promoting the movie and he stopped the girl while she was walking. I was like, okay.
I mean, they did have some,
some lookers.
Some
Some
farm lookers.
yeah, some real. You see, yeah. You don't want the woman feminist movement to come crashing down on your parade. So watch what you say.
Too late.
There were some fine females. Oh, you can't use that word.
I already be saying some stuff on here already.
Oh Lord.
Okay, but with that said, welcome to Film Nerds, the podcast where we talk and discuss your favorite movies. I'm James.
And I'm Theo. What's up, everybody?
And
y'all know it's Big Dad from the group home, baby.
I think that group home is a little too small for you right now.
You know, you can shut up. You can shut up. You can shut up.
Of course, today's episode we'll be talking about Dolemites.
James was
is my name
out with Vienna sausage water before the camera cut on. So
I ain't gonna let you host.
No.
Man, see, I've been missing y'all clubs.
We just started this podcast, and I'm over everybody throwing you out the podcast.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Because if I get kicked out, the man got on his nerve. That's all. I just want to win. That's all. That's all.
And I'm petty. I won't let you do that.
That is a fact. James has been petty all his life.
You can't spell petty without James.
You right. You right. You steal my cornbread muffins at dinner.
Want you cornbread? Can't take black folks nowhere.
You can't invite them nowhere neither.
Not in your home. But
you gonna drink that Hennessy?
No.
You know you ain't.
Man, we already past late, man. Let's get this show on the road. That Hennessy should have been gone. There's already been like 3 or 4 episodes already.
I was babysitting it. Of course, the black guy can come in and drink all the Hennessy.
I say to swallow in there.
Let me get a swallow. Anyways, today's podcast we be talking about Dolemite.
Taste this.
Dolemite is my name. The movie is directed. It's a what?
I want to taste it. Just put a little bit. Put a drop.
Give me a capful. Give me a capful.
Oh, I got a capful.
Give me a capful.
We got more than a capful in there. That's cool.
Y'all don't see, he got the droplets going in. So he got a communion cup size of Hennessy.
Just 2 drops.
I had this in the corner for months.
Oh, okay.
I often won some before he said nah. But so you come along, he was.
Yeah, you're influenced.
I'm the bad influence.
What?
You are.
You only had a little bit left, so I wasn't trying to slow down our show. I mean, look, we already been rolling for about 2 or 3 minutes, and we still ain't got the title out.
But so the movie is directed. Movie is directed by Craig Brewer.
Okay.
And for those who don't know, he did Hustle and Flow.
Mm-hmm. It's hard out there for a pen. I can dig it.
Yeah,
I can dig it.
And he also did Footloose.
The remake.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the remake.
I'm about to say the original.
Not the original.
The
remake.
Remake was pretty good.
I didn't see it.
I ain't seen it yet either.
It's pretty good.
Well, I mean, it's not Kevin Bacon, so.
Well, I don't know. I didn't really. I seen bits and pieces, but it never held my attention. The first one, but this one, I gave it a try and enjoyed it.
Well, the movie also is a biographical comedy.
Facts. A well done biographical comedy.
Yes, and it's written by Scott Alexander and Larry Kozinski. and they are a writing team, writing duo who did Goosebumps, and they do the series American Crime Story.
Oh wow, American Crime Story, that's pretty good.
And they did 1408.
Okay, that was Stephen King.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
I can dig it.
They actually did really good with the transition screenplay for that.
But the movie stars, of course, Eddie Murphy,
Mm-hmm.
Divine Joy, Randolph, Keegan Michael Key, Mike Epps, Greg Robinson.
Dang, why you put Wesley Snipes at the back end? Jeez.
And Wesley Snipes. Oh, the movie also put him on the back end too.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and Tip. Shout out to Tip, baby. T.I.
Yeah,
What part was he? I don't remember seeing him. I seen his name, but
he had a small cameo.
Yeah,
he played one of the I want to say record labels host or some kind of investor.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it was a quick scene.
Okay. Because I seen his name and I'm like, I didn't see him in there.
And a quick fun fact: this is also the first rated R film Eddie Murphy has done since Life.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and Life was in 1999.
Well, we know he been messing around with them family movies and
Yeah, I could
PG-13.
I think rated R, because I mean his character wasn't too extreme in this movie.
Yeah.
But the rest, I mean, the content in the movie was more so rated R than he
Yeah.
was. You know what I mean? So I can dig it.
Yeah, they got the rated R for the ladies.
And the jokes.
And the jokes and something.
I
Yeah.
don't know,
The
'cause
jokes was kind of raunchy.
they've been testing the limit for a lot of stuff in movies. I mean, think about it, even in Family Time TV shows, they starting to use the B word now and then.
But
They've been pushing.
But he would also say the P word,
Yeah.
you know,
And the N word.
But that's what I'm saying. Even like family shows, like even like Blackish. I'm like, man, they did like 2 series with no cuss, and all of a sudden, But they've been testing it. But I got you, yeah.
Yeah, but the P word is not a family.
Yeah, the rated R, they got they set words.
I mean, as long as you put a cat at the end
Well,
of
I
it,
think-
and you can use it.
I
you know?
think the
True.
F word is makes it rated R if it's multiple times also.
Yeah.
So they got certain categories. I don't want to just say it's just the P word.
I mean, you would never hear the P word on any other PG-13 movie.
Okay.
Unless it's a pussycat.
I'm gonna research that just to prove you wrong, cause that's my whole aim.
But I do know the F word is.
So tune in next week to watch Big Day prove James wrong. But yeah, yeah.
But the movie is pretty much about Rudy Ray Moore, who's played by Eddie Murphy. He's a struggling entertainer who sings, does comedy, and
dances. He was a shake dancer.
True.
He was a shake dancer.
And he also is aging.
Yeah.
And he's at a point in his life where he's wondering why he could never break through when he has a chance. Well, I can't call it chance meaning because this is a homeless guy who comes in often, but he finds one of his jokes funny and he ends up paying these homeless people,
a bunch of them too.
Yeah, a whole bunch of homeless folks for like the old
Negro jokes.
Yes.
Yeah. Old Negro jokes, you know what I mean?
And he takes them and he revamps them to fit himself, and he creates this alter ego called Dolemite.
Yeah. And
from then he kind of has a small breakthrough as he a lot of folks, well, not a lot of folks, but he comes a little small hint locally, and he he makes his own record. And he starts to sell it by himself.
And does well.
And does awesomely well to attract the attention of some big record labels who start to take a chance on him.
All right.
And things are going good for him. And eventually he wants to do a movie. And in the movie, the movie itself, not the movie he's trying to do, pretty much shows the struggles of producing and making a movie. Especially since he doesn't have the know-how to do a movie, so he gets his friends, and they all band together to find funding and different things for the movie, and they pretty much produced the movie they wanted to make.
Facts.
And they wanted to more roadblocks of trying to get it to be pushed out.
Right.
And he ends up having a 12 o'clock showing at a small black theater, where it turns out to be a big hit,
right?
Which leads into having a big world premiere for the movie and becoming a success. So that's pretty much the movie in a nutshell. So I'm gonna start with Theo.
We'll go there, lightest to darkest.
What?
How do you feel about the plot of the movie?
Nah, the guess. Let the guess go.
I so on the darkest to lightest. Okay,
so that'd be me then.
Yeah.
But
you always trying to outdo me, you know?
That's what I do.
You know, you try to read one more Dr. Seuss book than I do. You try to be darker than I am. He stands on a couple crates trying to be taller than I am. It's like, man, he ate a couple extra donuts so he could weigh more than I did. It's like he's always trying to outdo me. But no, Dolemite is my name. I feel like it was a great movie. And one, as an aspiring and up-and-coming comedian, I thought it was a very good representation of the struggle, right? Because the movie shows a man that has been trying to break the surface in the entertainment field in many different ways for a long time. You dig what I'm saying? And it shows the persistence that it takes, because I mean, you're talking about a middle-aged man.
Yeah.
You know, when this movie starts off, you know, middle-aged, beer belly, you know what I'm saying? You know, thin hairline, you know, it's like the whole nine, you know what I'm saying? It's like everything working against him. And you see him not give up on his dream. I feel like that's one of the biggest underlying notions of the thing. He doesn't give up on his dream. And he doesn't let things stop him. And he figures things out. You dig what I'm saying? I feel like it's I feel like it is a true film of how, if you have a knack for something, you can find a lane for it. You know, because it's like, because he wasn't successful until he started entertaining the people that look like him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And producing something that people that were like him wanted. You know what I mean? It's like, and that shows from it making it to the Chitlin circuit, as they called it, you know what I mean? But how the humble beginnings of when he's throwing like a comedy show, listening party and recording inside, you know, his auntie's house, you know what I'm saying? That goes to show you how broke. I forgot about that, because he was living with his auntie. You know, my man was broke. He was broke, boy.
Yeah, because in order to do the
recording,
he borrows $250 from his aunt.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. And I guess he, in a way, he kind of forces her a little bit.
I don't think he forced it. I just think she was going to do it anyway. He just had a bag.
That dragged down influence.
Yeah, he just had a bag.
Even the little bun knife to the neck.
Yeah, you know.
Get your money, auntie.
But you know what? To piggyback off of that comment, that's one of the things I did like. Well, I was going to say, but we're in the topic, is that the people around him. Yeah, he did have some people that was just taking advantage of, you know, him buying stuff, because I did like the scene at the end where he made them pay for their own food, and because he was paying for everything, but we can give it to the benefit of the doubt, is that the fact that when it was time for them to step up financially, they stepped up, and that's the good thing. Like, even though he was losing faith because of what everybody else, and even though it was hard for them to really see, and they was like undecided because they had their own careers and stuff, I enjoyed watching the fact that he had people behind him who was willing to help him out.
Big facts. Big facts. And it built up steam as it went along too, and everybody started buying into it. You know what I mean? It's like, because he sold it so well. You know, it's like he made it believable. He made it so believable that the girl was shot when she pulled the hair. It's like, oh my god, this this is weird. Like, yeah. But I feel like that was a beautiful element of the movie too. How so many different aspects of his failed attempts actually contributed to making him a success, because the costume and the fly clothes were actually like
older props.
Yeah, from other career attempts. Like I said, my man was a shake dancer at one point. I don't even know what a shake dancer is. What that is, you know?
Probably a male stripper.
I guess a non-exotic dancer at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because man, won't do nothing too exotic about my man Dolemite, boy.
Nah, no, it wasn't.
He looked like he from a group home too, but I do. But on what there was, I like the unity that the movie shows. It shows that to have a true successful attempt, that you're gonna have to have people
around you,
and
yes,
and you pick up people along the way, like Lady Reed. You know what I mean? Lady Reed, I thought Lady Reed was pretty bad. You know what I mean?
She was.
You know, she my kind of type. You know, thick, ham hock thick. You know, could probably drink a pint straight. No chasing, no nothing, and she throw hands. You know what I mean?
And that scene in the club was funny.
Man,
like the whole time, he's looking out in the club, and he's like her man was dancing with some other female.
Yeah,
and she go approach him, and the dude slaps her. And my reaction was his reaction in the movie. I was like, dang. I'm like, wow. But all of a sudden, she go hit him back. The dude falls down.
Yeah, she hit him with that.
I don't know. I guess I was expecting that.
She hit him with that. What's my man named Tyson Fury? How he did Deontay this week? Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that look like I don't want no more parts of this. Just go ahead on.
Like he just fight back. He just left. Like he took the L.
Deontay, it was a joke. Cut the check, baby. But yeah, yeah, it is. But I do like that aspect of the movie too, because she wasn't the standard of beauty.
Mm-hmm.
So to take a true around the way girl, you know what I mean, a true around the way girl, and a single mother, and turn her into a star.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, was very commendable. And I just love that whole vibe, because everybody that worked with him was just like pretty. It was just some regular, like, everyday people that, just had a passion for their aspect of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I could dig that. I could very much so dig that.
Like, one thing that I love about the movie was, like, going in, because it is Eddie Murphy, I was expecting it to be a little over the top, a little slapsticky, a little bit.
No, but it wasn't, though.
It wasn't. I was and that's why I feel like I was drawn to the movie.
Yeah, the comedy was very genuine.
Yes, it didn't feel forced.
No,
over the top. It felt like it came naturally.
Yeah, it came like it felt. I do appreciate that. It was a very natural, funny.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't take away from the story. Everything went along. It went very smooth with the story.
See, I didn't expect over the top either,
Well,
because I think he's done stuff. I guess we just forgot, because that's what the movie making. I mean, Norbit, the Clumps and stuff like that. Yeah. But I mean, because I'm still looking at
my man Norbit, baby.
Yeah. But I mean, to me, it was like it was he brought it kind of like how he brought it in Harlem Nights, and that's that's the thing that I think is fading, and you might probably agree with that in comedy, is that Eddie Murphy, if you really look at it, he don't try to beef. Like, he's out there trying to help, even like a Dolemite did. He sees something, he's trying to bring everybody on board. Because I mean, that's the thing where I look at Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is now in the spotlight enough where, even what was the plane movie, Soul Plane? He kind of did it with Soul Plane, but it's like you could do it. And Eddie Murphy, has been successful in trying to bring people careers up, you know, because I mean, even with Linnell is still popular, but to bring her back out where that could have been anybody. You know what I'm saying? Even with having Chris Rock, it could have been any. That's another thing. Like, he was able to call Chris Rock where Chris Rock probably been like, you know what? Oh, okay. You know, I'm playing homage. You know, I'm down. I'm down. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you had a lot. You can see different people. You know, in the comedy, just with his movies when is something that he's trying to be up in.
See, like the reason why I going in, I was expecting slapstick, well, because you look at his last few,
that's what I was saying.
Movies, it all been that slapsticky, over the top comedy.
But then, even like how they explored it in the movie with Dolemite. Dolemite was trying to bring something that even the brothers wasn't even trying to feel. They was like, well, you're not really the type. You know, we trying to sell what we know sells, and we can agree that Eddie Murphy movies, the over the top, unless he's doing the family movies, you know, like the Nightmare, like the Honey Mansion, stuff like that. The family movies, it doesn't really work that much. I think Daddy Daycare was probably most successful family movie where the over the top worked because of the people he was with. Because it makes sense for him doing that. But when he's like in the Honey Mansion, and even like Just Imagine, you know what I'm saying? It, or either that or just the times people just want to look at different stuff.
But I do think I agree with the paying the homage, because I didn't even think about that I was said, because I mean, even though Lionel looks like everybody's drunk aunt, you know what I mean? You know, just drunk over the top extra raunchy aunt that, like, you know, hasn't had none in a while but swears she can get it from anybody, you know? Hey, you coming over, stay away from my aunt. But
don't touch my aunt.
No, make sure my aunt don't touch you. We're gonna have a whole movement, you know what I'm saying? Hashtag you too. You know what I mean? But it just boy, my career gone after that. He was making a mockery of the Me Too movement.
Is it?
It's just jokes, baby. But the
if you're offended,
just be offended. It's just like, you know, it's just like, do like everybody else that gets offended. You know, like black people, when we get offended, we just go to our stick mans and just gripe a little bit, drink a little bit of alcohol and forget about it. You know what I mean? It's like, that's it, you know. Everybody else, you know what I'm saying? You want to be, I'm going to be up in arms. You know?
Yeah, they attacking comedy. Comedy used to be safe.
Yeah, and that's what I appreciate about this movie, because the comedy that Dolemite was doing, if he did it now, oh my God!
Have y'all ever heard some of his stuff before the movie?
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
I used to see a lot of Dolemite films, and
because I was familiar with the films, but I've seen like one of his stand up. I didn't watch all of it, but I got when he did some of the stuff, I was like, oh, okay. And that's another thing I would put is that they kept it really to life, because like during the movie. I was like, you know what? Let me look up the Dolemite trailer just to see how the trailer looked. They literally, I didn't know they did at the end because I was watching. Because I didn't believe he actually did that, like the car fight scene. But in the trailer, it literally looks
just like that,
like that,
just in HD. And that's the only difference.
I ain't gonna lie, I really want to sit down and watch this movie, because the whole thing was, I was like, nah, I can't be this bad, because I was like, it blew up. I knew it blew up because I heard of the tornado and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, it blew up. So I'm thinking like, maybe it was just, you know, people just went out there and he had this. But when I'm looking at the film and I'm like, wait a minute, he ain't even kicking the dude and stuff like that.
No,
like even when he pulled the guts out, they showed that in the trailer, and I was like, are you serious?
Man, my man threw a kick. And the dude flew. His foot was 6 inches away from him. It was like 6 inches of air.
Yeah,
in between. You know, it's like, what are we doing here?
And they showed that the girls only knew how to fight, and even because you know the trailer do have a little long fight.
Yes.
The dancing scene was literally exact. I was like, oh my God, they kept the costumes, they kept everything.
Yeah,
the same.
You know, I did love how for the movie, as you're talking about when we were shooting the movie, the scenes from in the movie
Mm-hmm.
was identical to the original Dolemite movie.
Facts.
You know, like I love how
They didn't even change the logo. Sorry, yeah, they didn't even change the logo for the movie. Yeah,
you know, they paid a whole lot of details to that movie. You know, like it was almost shot by shot. Like yeah, as you said, it was like they took the image and put it
And then just put it in
I ain't gonna lie, I am curious about Wesley Snipes' character because when I looked and I went back to look more about the guy and I seen like the pictures, I was like, well, did he really? Was his mannerisms like that? Because you can't really tell from the pictures. But like I said, I have to see the movie. But
yeah, he did really have that feminine a little bit, you know, that Puff Daddy type vibe.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know, like you get questions like, "Are you gay?" No, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they kept it.
Oh, you just on cocaine. You know that.
You know, while we was talking, I was just thinking about that too. I was like, I wonder if Master P followed that. Because literally, this dude come up and Master P went and sponsored his own movie. And of course, it was an underground hit.
But I appreciate them telling that story. You know what I mean? Because it's like, because honestly, if you look at Dolemite and look at what he did at that time, he's doing what we're doing now with like YouTube and stuff like that off of his own dime.
Yeah, because I think when that movie, I am familiar with like Pam Grier work like Sheba Baby and stuff like that. Like it was almost like it was a comedy because I thought, like I said, I didn't know they was hyping it up, but it was like Fair Robert Wilson. They even said it like, yo, we got action movies and he just went in there and was like, man, I'm just like, that's what I did. Like it showed that. Just go out there and just do you. People gonna stop you and whatever, but you don't know until you go out there and do it. Now, yes, if it had failed, he can always say, "Well, we did it."
Yeah, we tried.
You know, but it worked.
Yeah, even though it would have failed, he would have been broke for life if it did fail.
I mean,
he sold his rights.
Yeah, because he owed that company like.
But he still, I say he would survive.
He would have been able to make money. He would have just been working for it. He would have been in an R. Kelly situation without the sexual allegations. You know, because R. Kelly, R. Kelly, he was literate. He couldn't read, so they screwed him on a contract. That's why he was always on tour. And then when the Me Too got involved, and it was like, shut this down. It's like, Piper cannot play any more tunes, and now he broke. But I digress. But that element of doing it yourself, and I loved how the white boys, you were willing to like get down with the project. I love how they were like, we're just gonna. It's like the original black satire. You know what I mean? They made fun of everything. You dig what I'm saying? And they brought something. Then that's what. That was the point when you were talking about like keeping up with like paying attention, like watching Dolemite back in the day. I didn't know what Dolemite was when I used to watch the film. I didn't know if he was a comedian, if he was a singer, or if he was an action star. You know what I mean? It's like because the movies have so much of everything. You dig what I'm saying? And then like after watching it, it's like you can see how like certain movies pay homage to that, like Undercover Brother to a degree. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of see where it's
actually it made me appreciate the Michael J. White movie a little bit more. Black Dynamite.
Yeah, Black Dynamite. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan of Michael J. White, but when I'm looking at Black Dynamite and people were like, "Oh man, it was so funny." I enjoyed the animated series.
I love the animated
but
series.
I'm like, man, this thing is going over my head because it wasn't like those type of movies. The Pam Grier movies, yes, my mom used to watch it, so I was like, cool, I can get into it. I can definitely get into her movies and stuff like that, and then even like even like the old. Not Jim Brown, because even like when they did Robert Townsend, like the Wayans when they did that, I'm gonna get you sucker.
I'm gonna get you sucker.
So movies like that with like the Fred Williamson type, I can get into, but it was like I didn't understand because my reference wasn't. But now looking at Dolemite, I'm like, oh, because they said that when I described it, it was like, oh yeah, we breaking it off. It's kind of like a little parody and stuff like that. But it makes sense because some of the stuff. Because I was sitting there like Michael J. White, man. Messing up on these moves, but I can see where they pay homage to Dolemite now.
Right. Like one thing also like one thing I did like about the movie is the journey that he had, you know, from going from this
Hero Quest.
yeah, yeah, I know. How he comes from this being broke, and he just had that drive that I'm not gonna take no for an answer, you know? And like even though when the white people who owned
the man,
who the ones who owned, you know, pretty much everything, you know, passed up on him, he found ways to do things himself, you know, and it kind of remind me of, you know, like we look at how, you know, how Jay came up, you know, how a lot of these rappers came up, you know, selling stuff out of trunks, you know,
like cocaine,
like cocaine. You know? takes Devin to make that reference.
Because I'm from the group home. From the group home.
But you know, I just love how they had that journey, and it showed you his drive and passion, and how his friends stood behind him. You know, even though they may have little doubts, but that's natural. You know, everyone gonna have like, oh, you sure? You know, like I don't think so. But you know, he convinced them to stand behind him, and it paid off for everybody. You know, even though at one point that, I mean, yeah, he was paying for the meals, but he was the one who was making most of the money. You know? Yeah. But you know,
well, they were contributing too.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I made sure I played that.
Because like without them, the power wouldn't be in him.
No, because that dude that made the dude that made the music, because even he helped him out when he first changed, you know, because he played the music a little bit better, you know, and the soundtrack. That song did sound nice. I don't know if that's in the movie, but
fast, man. Yeah. I appreciate how Dolemite showed that he was the first black man to truly make his own studio. And since we still in the month of February, I just want to point out Dolemite is first black man to have a movie studio and steal electricity to run his studio. I just want that's iconic, you know.
Man, you know what? You know, like Facebook be doing those memes. They pick a dude and be like the first dude to do something.
Facts, man.
First man to steal electricity
to power his whole. He had a hotel, and that was brilliant. Take an old hotel. And he got the community and everybody to come clean it up and everything else like that.
And how he was able to get the hotel.
Facts, big facts.
Yes.
And it's bad because now, not bad, but it's kind of amazing how like if you look at like old directors like even Robert Townsend and stuff like that, like a lot of people didn't have help from the big corporate people. They they had to do, because even like Robert Townsend when he did, I want to say, was it Hollywood Shuffle or it was the one before that, but he was up there putting on a UFCL shirt, so he wouldn't have to be fined for filming. So yeah, it was.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
It was just
cut the check.
Yeah,
cut the check.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, but it was brilliant, and it's so inspirational. It was like on so many different like levels and aspects. You know what I mean? So the biggest thing is like if you got that vision. Push for it, and things will happen. And he never got over the top, because I love at the end of the movie when they premiered in the big theater, how when the young boy was like he wanted to see Dolemite, you know, he came back out, you know what I'm saying, it was like I've seen the movie. Awesome. Yeah, that was dope. Yeah, that was dope because you got too many people. You got too many people that get like
get too big.
Facts, and you know what I'm saying, and forget the fact that it's like. As people like in the arts, James. The people in the arts, that want me, baby. So you cut me the check. Okay.
Well, like you know, you kind of pick up the hate on some people, but yeah, my mom's worked down there, but she would see like he'll have like people waiting and he just leave. But that's where like stuff like that kind of remind me how like he did not have to go. Everybody, you know, for a premiere, even though you have seen it. He went out to
be with the people.
To do it. You know?
Yeah. And I feel like that's true class. You know what I mean? But the hood made him who he was, though. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like, also, like, you pay attention there was also white folks in the crowd too.
Big facts, because entertainment is entertainment.
Yeah,
and you know, and it goes to show F critics, because the critics gave it a bad review. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, but who man critics on that?
Because that actually goes to when Brie Larson was talking about the critics when a lot of them was coming down on different movies. But no, it wasn't Brie Larson. It was
Brie Larson did do it because she for her movie, she was the one that made the comment that a lot of people didn't like about all y'all critics are like white 40-year-old men criticizing.
Yeah, because she was talking about a Weekend in Time, even though Weekend in Time was not a good movie, but it wasn't made for older white people. You know, it was made for younger
That's a
audience.
children's story, yeah.
And that Indian girl was fine in that movie.
Oh, talk about the chick who plays in the Office.
Yeah, she was fine.
She was fine. I forgot her name.
Yeah. And Oprah,
Mandy, I think it's Mandy Colleen. Yeah, she's cute.
Yeah. But what was I about to say? Yeah, but like it goes to the fact of
put Oprah in.
that. But it goes to the fact that.
You know what I'm saying? Because technically they're supposed to be like three beautiful girls. Now I get it because the lady who directed
Oprah that pretty.
Look, man.
Well, she looked nice in the movie. I mean, okay. She looked nice in the movie.
I mean,
well, the way they made it was they supposed to be like beautiful, okay, beautiful, young, you know.
Well, money makes you pretty.
I was about to say, it's a couple of billion things that make Oprah pretty.
Cut the check, Oprah.
Man, listen. You look, Oprah. I know. Social media America giving you
Stop it. Don't. Oh, go ahead.
And I don't rock with you and what homegirl was doing with my man Kobe. R.I.P. Mom deceased, but if you need a pool boy, you know what I'm saying.
Sorry, bro. Now date down.
Well, he's more the complexion that you need. So,
nah, you got to be making more than her.
What?
Yeah, man. Women don't date down. You know that.
Whatever. Man, please. Man, listen. What? Monique husband don't make Jack Diddley for real. Oh, she a comedian. Look, we're gonna have to edit this out, yo. Don't come from him, bro. But we are. No, I think in a case like that, sidebar. I think in a case like that, because okay, what is Stedman's net worth? It's Oprah. That's what it's gonna say when you pull up the Stedman net worth. It's gonna say Oprah. That's what it's gonna say. That's what it's gonna say. Because this Stedman don't. I mean, that's. You've never heard the Stedman doing anything. You know what I mean?
I mean, Oprah can only think but so up. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like Oprah got enough money like to build her own planet. So it's like what can you do? It's like,
times.
A few times. You know what I'm saying? It's like I feel like it's a difference. It's
She
like
don't get with Tyler Perry.
that is disturbing, boy. that is disturbing. You know, because
my only question is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, let's just pull it back.
That
Dolemite.
Life is gonna be crazy, boy. They gonna die. And let's do it as characters we be. So
yeah, let's just go ahead
and
and pull it.
Who with the pins?
Pull it back. Pull it back.
Who with the pins?
Over, obviously. Cut the check time, baby. But anyway,
but yeah, I was saying like it does go back to the whole critics thing. How they do have critics who can't relate to different movies, criticizing these movies or reviewing these movies. You know.
Yeah, facts.
But I mean, we criticize too. That's why. Yeah. Because I don't even look at it. I look at what regular people say for like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff to see what they say.
But I never pay attention to Rotten Tomatoes that much. But I like when I go and review a movie, I always try to review it from a audience and a director, filmmakers, perspective.
Yeah, because it's kind of crazy. I know, like, even with the photography, that we also did a podcast on that one. But I've seen a couple of people who was like, "Oh, I don't like it," and I was like, "Well, this say first, giving them a bit of fit. I was like, this say first feature film," and I had to check. I had to like explain to somebody because it was like, "Well, they shouldn't have made it. If this is their first movie, they should have got more experience." I'm like, "Well, let me ask you something. If you trying to be a film director and somebody gives you $1 million to make a movie, who's gonna turn that down?" You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna turn that down? And then you can see with Dolemite, like he know he ain't have the best stuff, but he tried to do it.
Yeah.
Because I know like some people felt like, oh, they wanted too much, and I explained that too. I'm like, well, in that movie, I was like, prime example, John Wick. Everything is more Fast and the Furious. It's always the biggest thing is that what's they gonna do next. But I'm like, shoot, they cut it off to want more. Like we forgot about that, So
True.
The critic thing though.
Yeah.
I feel like you should have, just like you have different movie categories, should have different critic categories.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like I can't. If I'm a chef at Roof Chris, right?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell do I look like judging an Impossible Burger at Burger King? You dig what I'm saying? Because it's two different classes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, somebody who's a fast food connoisseur, they're better suited for that. You know what I mean? It's like, and it's like...
Yeah, but how would you burst that up?
Well, first of all, I think you can kind of...
Because you just like, okay, this critic is only for action and drama, or...
I think people gotta look at what their preferences are,
right?
Because I feel like that's what critics base their things on, off of preferences. It's like because
money
and money, because it's like I feel like the Titanic is one of the worst movies ever made to me.
So let me just challenge this then.
What's up?
What if because my thing is that telling a critic, because we know you're getting paid,
right?
You be like, hey man, go. I need you to go see all these 5 new movies and watch them.
They're like lobbyists.
So maybe it should just be like, maybe the critic might just be like, look, I'm only watching certain type of movies. Cause to tell people that to split it, I think it might be a little difficult. But if there's critics out there that might like, I'm not watching that because I already know.
You gotta be honest with yourself, and I think but I also think it's hard to like gauge. We live in America. It's hard to gauge everybody's viewpoint.
That's true.
Off a couple of eyeballs. You know what I'm saying? More so than anything. I don't listen to Rotten Tomatoes because I feel like I gotta formulate my own opinion. But what I can agree with though, Rotten Tomatoes is more connected directly to viewers. You dig what I'm saying? It's more so like people, they go see it and they can, punch in. It's like a voting system. It's like a true democracy of like opinions when it comes to like a viewer, other than the Republic opinion of most critics.
Yeah, because all you gotta do is go in there. Nope, didn't like it. Worse.
Yeah, even though this dude sound like a possible future topic.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
What dude?
Critics.
Oh.
Because,
keep up, Intel. Keep up.
Yeah, because it's like I feel like this is as far as like what I believe cinema should be for. I feel like Dolemite Is My Name shows truly what cinema should be for. It should tell a story that you can invest into, because you don't have to be a comedian to invest in the struggle. Everybody know what it feels like to be like, man, I got an idea.
Yeah.
But I've been trying for years. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying for years to become a barber, and I've been jacking up my son's hairline since he was 3. You know what I mean? And it's like, but I want to cut something. You know what I'm saying? I want to cut this. I just feel like I need to have some scissors or clippers in my hand. Lo and behold, somebody give you a weed whacker, weed eater, and thus now you got a lawn company. And it's like you go through different struggles to the caterpillar effect. You know what I mean? You take a little bit of time and then you merge into something beautiful. And I feel like the way it was directed, I feel like the way that it was shot, I feel like the way that the story was delivered, it told that. It's like, it's a story of a man. And the thing is the age. Because I feel like he was like, probably like late 30s.
I want to say.
I'll give it 40.
Yeah.
He was that old? Oh, you talking about Eddie Murphy or
no? I'm thinking the character.
The character himself.
Yeah, I think Dolemite was
because I want to say maybe like late 30s.
Yeah, probably like late 30s, early 40s. that Rudy Ray Moore really got his level of success.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, and I love that aspect of the storytelling. It's like, it's if you got to drive for it,
yeah,
you can make it work. You just got to figure out how to make it work. And his making it work was, I'm gonna listen to these winos. I'm gonna go get 500 ones like I'm about to go to Magic City. You know what I mean? Or if you living in Portsmouth, Purple Rain, baby. You know what I mean? Shout out Purple Rain. Cut the check, Purple Rain. But
so Purple Rain is another movie that same type of struggle.
Big facts. You know what I'm saying? With the puppet. You know what I mean? Everybody forget about the puppet in Purple Rain. The little puppy was talking. But anyway, but it's like, and I can dig that. I can dig that it made me be like, if I want to do something, I can believe, but also tell the story that is like, you don't turn your back on the people that ride with you, but you also got to have people that ride with you, and you stick with them. But when you make it, you can't get too big for anything, you know what I'm saying? And then he found a formula that worked, and he went to go make a couple more movies.
Yes, I think it said Silverborn.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's like, and it was a level of success, so I could dig it. I could dig it.
Like there's one thing that I guess I would have to nitpick about. Sometimes the conflicts and the solutions kind of felt too easy at times. You know, it seemed like there was an issue and almost instantly there was an answer for it. You know,
I think that's realistic.
Well, they also shorten it too.
It is.
Well, we gotta look at it. They probably shorten it too.
When your stomach hurt, what you think?
Because I mean, go to the bathroom. Some of that stuff took months. I mean, think about it. For them to find the crew took some networking too.
I mean, yeah. I mean, with that, but I mean,
and he was signing those albums for a minute because he was doing a couple more shows for a minute.
But I mean, it's like, even when you look at the time, I mean, like usually, like in any form of success, the solution ain't that hard. We make it hard. You know what I mean? It's like, are you gonna do it? Yeah. That's usually are you gonna do it or not? You know, what's the problem? Can you think of something to do with it? And you do it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's like, I think it's realistic. You know?
Mm-hmm. But a lot of times
you go get something to drink, right?
Yeah. I don't mean those kind of,
When you broke, James go stripping. You know what I mean? It's like
on Fridays.
Only on Fridays, you know. We'll have another podcast to tell you what Fridays it is and where you can find it at. You know what I mean?
This Friday,
every Friday. You know, and the thing y'all don't know about James, the secret is where he gets so much money. He puts Jiffy peanut butter on his back, so the dollar bills can stick. You know what I mean? And it's a 2-for-1 because it's like. It's a free meal to the people tipping because it's like, they're like, man, I'm hungry while I'm throwing this money. They can just get a look of peanut butter, peanut butter child. Who don't like peanut butter? You know what I mean? Who don't like peanut butter? I'm telling James that if he wants to take his act to the next level, throw some jelly up in there. You know what I'm saying? And he can call himself the sandwich.
It looked like he was 50.
Word?
Yeah, 50 years old.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
And found
success. So like you said, late 40s, 49, 48. So 50, yeah.
I can dig it. Shout out to Theo.
Actually, kind of young.
Doing
I see why he didn't do no jump kicks.
Yeah, about arthritis kicks.
Oh man,
he would have did one jump kick that would have been in the career.
That's probably why the girl was riding him.
Oh boy, that scene was hilarious. That scene was hilarious. Oh, I love that part of the movie too. How it showed the insecurities of an artist, of a person. Because
he's overweight.
He was overweight. He wasn't in the best shape of his life. He didn't look like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. You know what I mean? He didn't look like
His abs didn't have abs.
Yeah, man. The Rock, he should be arrested for how many muscles he got. It's like, no, man. It's like, I feel like he's chopping up somebody's body and like pasting muscles. Because like, ain't no one in the world the human body has that many muscles. It's like, that's ridiculous. But I digress. But that love scene was hysterical. But it goes to show you can make things work for you. Mm-hmm. Because he won't gonna be nobody's sex symbol. You know what I'm saying? Nope. He could have been a sex symbol for like
those folks home.
Colt 45, Steel Reserve, they had think they made the cheap budget work out for the film. You know what I'm saying? You could tell, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like they just whatever. Let's do this. Things just falling and playing to a lot of the stereotypes that he had sex with a black man, the whole earth gonna shake.
Because the scene was actually supposed to be serious.
Yeah.
It's, Key's character who played I think James Jones or something.
Yeah, James Jones.
Yeah, who was a writer on the project. He the whole time what's going on?
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones.
Facts. How he like what's going on? Like he was so confused.
He was so confused.
But Ed was dying laughing
every time. I'm surprised if they took that in one take. I'm surprised they did it the way they held their stuff together for the take to actually finish and complete. Because that was like hysterical. That was epic and iconic, but to make it work,
I was analyzing. I was like, "Wow, this is cool." They got the dude on the. Well, I got the part that him rocking the bed, but then when she started moving the lights, I was like, "Wow."
Yeah, man.
And I was still like looking at that, like trying to look at how they did everything cheap, and I was like, "Okay, I'm not sure what they going for." Then all of a sudden,
the roof came
down because it's still that stereotype, like, "Oh yeah, a black man and a white woman." I was like, I don't know where they go with this.
That's what you call hood engineering right there. That is ghetto fabulous as it can get. But it worked, man.
She's like lighting on fire. I was like, oh. Like I'm curious to see how that look went in the real film.
Facts, man. Like in like the action.
But one thing I did like also about the movie is the acting.
Yeah, the acting, yeah.
Even though I feel like Key's character kind of felt a little out of place a little bit. You know, like I just feel like he felt out, like it felt like he didn't belong in the movie. I'm not sure if it was the character himself or this Key's performance.
I feel like it fit though because it was awkward.
It was very awkward.
It was awkward, and I feel like
I can see where James coming from because it's like I think what it is like if you look at a lot of his skits because his comedy is kind of like over the top.
It's very much over the top.
So and that's his get, and sometimes we have to like pull people from what we know because when you explain that, I was like okay, because he had the mustache and it's like when he plays in his TV show, he does that like a teacher and he like over, he kind of So,
oh yeah, that's A.A. Ron.
So yeah, I can see where you're coming from that, but I think for me it was just I just seen it how it was until the first time. As soon as when they first seen it, I was like, oh god, I don't know how they're gonna do it, and then I just let it ride because I seen that he was the writer, and because I don't know about the writer, I couldn't tell. That's why I said even with Wesley, threw me off with the way he was acting because I'm like I couldn't really tell if the real person was like that.
I appreciated Wesley,
but Eddie too.
I love Wesley.
I love the character. I love the like.
Wesley threw me off in the beginning, but then I got it because like we don't know if he was on drugs or whatever.
Because he was always boozed up.
Yeah, he was like
I think he was on drugs. It was one scene. I forget what scene it was. Like he was talking and he kind of
yeah.
Real quick, like
yeah, man. And it's like it's so funny because it seems like the movie was such a success, but it's like his directing really didn't have anything to do with it. And it was like he was just pretty much there to hold the title, you know what I mean? And he showed his level of like disdain in a very comedic way. Like when man was like,
I still know why he did it.
When he was like, was it better than Shafts? Let's just say we don't have to shoot that again. And Eddie Murphy.
I'm like, this dude think he can fight.
Oh, he was pissed. What's going on here?
These dudes was not even doing full kicks. They doing back square kicks. Like they kicking like a little kid who just watched a martial art movie.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey man, we gonna be like Bruce Lee. Pure. That's the only thing that was missing is the pure.
Yo, it was so tough, but the scenes was that fighting scene was so much longer than it needed to be. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, my man is like, man, the hell are these jokers doing? I can dig it.
But it still go how they actually duplicate. Because I was looking at the trailer part, and he did something with his hand when he tried to karate chop, and it was like the hand that he didn't use. It was like he wanted to do a move and he didn't do it.
Yeah,
and he had his fingers like not nothing like you about to fight somebody. He had it all crickled like he was like a witch or something. I was like, I peeped that out and I was like, oh. And then there's, I think in the trailer they show how like he had hit a dude and he like was trying to hit him again, but the dude had already finished.
Yeah. But the car scene, car and the drive. But when he said they blew my man's car,
That's my cousin's car.
I want to know if that was true though. I am curious.
I want to know.
You like, you can throw it up. Throw it up.
That was the best acting part of the movie right there. Because I felt that. Hold on, say what? I felt that in his voice. Hold on, no, we ain't signed up for that.
I'll give a shout out to Mike because some of the stuff I think when he was doing his comedy is not on the level that I kind of appreciate, but he actually acted really good compared to like his Ice Cube movies. Like he played the role where he just did what he had to do. You know,
I can dig it. Like he did a good job in what was it, Sparkle?
Yes.
Nancy's Sparkle.
Yes. You should see it. He plays a comedian.
Yeah. But I think it was more serious.
It was so serious because he was abusive in that joint.
Okay.
And it was like, yo, it was like, and almost like that's Mike.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like, you know, that first time a slave master heard a slave read, who taught you how to read? You know what I mean? It's like, who taught you how to act? You know what I mean?
Who taught you Oxycontin?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Oh God!
Shout out to Chris Rock, who also had a cameo in the movie.
Facts. Yeah, Chris Rock. Chris Rock. Oh man, the guy Chris Rock.
But like the reason why I was I guess surprised, not really surprised. Well, yeah, I said surprised and like Wesley's performance was it's a role that you don't see him do.
Facts.
Because like when you see when you think of Wesley, you think action, you think Blade, you know.
So he's done a couple
Demolition
movies,
Man.
like that. It's rare.
Yeah,
to see him.
yeah, like
it's rare. Yes.
Like it been a long time since he played a comedic role. You know.
That's correct. Yeah.
Facts. Yeah, because I mean, when I think of Wesley, I think of Nino Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I think of my man from Demolition Man.
That's another movie. Demolition Man, he did kind of play similar. Like he did play a comedian
to a degree. Yeah. He played that tremendous fella. I love him. I love him.
That's one of my favorite.
Oh, facts. Big facts. Big facts. And the Expendables, another pretty far. But I mean,
but I agree with you. It's nice to see a refresh word that he has other. You know, he can do other stuff. If people forgot, because you know, people kind of forgot. I mean, this dude done. He been a leading man, the romantic man. You know, so.
But I am glad to see that Wesley and Eddie is making a comeback. You know.
Yeah, I can dig it.
I always said they just need a role, and I'm kind of glad they found one because he did do it without all that over the top stuff. It's just that somebody needs to sit down there and write a movie for him because like I said, he can do good. You know, the only thing is the public just need to embrace it. You know, because I think he did Mr. Church, but I'm not sure how popular people were feeling that. Yeah. So I seen the trailer. I haven't watched it yet. It's on one of my.
Well, Eddie did Mr. Church, not Wesley.
Oh no, I ain't got nothing about Mr. Wesley Snipes. Because I mean, I'm not sure what's his goal, pretty much. Because I mean, he still does a lot of straight to film videos, so not really sure where do he want to go. Because I think he can go to mainstream. He's still in shape to do. I mean, after Expendables, he can go in the gym for about 3 months.
Yeah, and get back to. I mean,
and he's still in. I mean, even in the Dolemite, because he's pretty toned up. So
right.
Long he pays his taxes.
Man, listen.
Man,
Why you had to go for my man?
man.
Why you had to, we in the month of February? Why we had to go? Why we had to go? Why we had to go after my man Taxi Baby?
He doing a Gale, man. He
Check
paid
Wesley.
this dude.
Cut the check, Wesley.
He paid
Give
this
the IRS
dude.
no money.
He paid his dues, bro.
Pay the IRS. Pay the IRS.
That dude
Cut
did his
those
time.
Oh, man,
The
my
dude
man
did
said
his
that's why
time.
he doing the straight to phone, straight to DVD film. So they can't keep record at the box office.
Oh wow.
Oh man. But
My man, Wesley. Paid him taxes.
so what are y'all final thoughts?
Man,
of
watch
the
it,
movie?
boy. He'll tell you you get these hands tax free.
Man, yeah, facts, man. Yeah, I'm about to say, man, I don't want no peace. I don't want
I ain't
no
gonna
peace.
lie, that was the smoothest comeback lie. I was like, wow.
Man.
I'm never gonna forget that. You can get these hands tax free.
Man, yeah, hey, man, listen, I don't want no problem.
There's no thing. There's no
Man,
thing.
you can't, yeah, that's man.
But what are your final thoughts on the movie?
It's all around good movie. Hero's Journey's in there. It at the bare minimum, even without the title or that it's a biography type thing, it's just shows a man trying to achieve his dreams, and those are good wholesome movies at the end of the day. The acting was legit. It looked like they did their research compared to we can complain about a lot of movies based off a real person, and I like how they picked the area to focus on it. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was done very well. Like I would definitely like to see other movies, especially for the African American side to really find one in their niche and show that stuff, the divine stuff.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's my same thing. Great movie, great movie. Well thought out, well planned, well executed, well casted too. Well casted for the most part.
Yeah.
Well, very well casted. Not over the top. What?
I don't know if we want to bring that, but I was just thinking about what we was talking about before we started. So when you hit that, well casted.
Oh, boy. Well casted. Very well
I mean,
casted.
you did like
Very well.
Yeah, even underlined red with a red pen.
Yeah, very well cast. Great movie of the hero. Great movie of somebody that I feel like that probably gets overlooked in the community, in our community, and showing what he has done. Coming from realistic odds. You know what I'm saying? Realistic struggle. So I loved it. I don't know why I always feel like I'm very impressed that it was a Netflix joint. You know what I mean? It very much did feel like it had, because it didn't play in the movie theater, right? No. So yeah. Shout out Netflix, baby. Cut the check. Come on.
Good shit. Well, before I do mine, like you mean that battery right beside you? Yeah, it's about to die. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. It held my attention. Like me, I never honestly. I'm gonna admit I never seen the original Dolemite movie. And to find out that they had it. Well, the movie they were shooting, the Dolemite movie they were shooting, was shot by shot of what they actually did in the real movie. I like.
Got a question. Are you gonna try to see the original?
Boy, you going. Boy. Dolemite is something else.
Yeah.
So you've seen it, right?
Man, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a point to go watch the original movie.
Jumping out the joint butt naked.
But yeah, like I was surprised to see they recreated shot by shot, and they paid so much. They added so much detail. They paid close attention to all the details, to make sure it aligned perfectly with what they did in real life. And I just felt like it was real balance from the acting to the cinematography to the stories to the characters. Like I felt everything was aligned very well, and I really liked it, and I also like the fact that it wasn't over the top,
Facts.
Facts. Because a lot of times, especially when you get like a cast, like I said, we're well casted, and a lot of times you get a lot of
very well cast.
we get a lot of comedians together, like the project can kind of feel a little over the top ish, and
So they all trying to outdo each other.
Yes, and little I want to say coonish. A lot of times,
very inwardish, yes.
Yes, but I love how it told the real story, of Dolemite. Oh, and of Rudy Ray
Moore.
Rudy what a name.
Moore. That man, look, that name right there. It was meant to do something famous, like baseball or pimping, one of the two.
It do sound like baseball name too.
It does. Now coming up to the plate, Rudy Ray Moore. He's a switch hitter, ladies and gentlemen. I can dig it.
So, going to our grading scale on the scale to $1 to $15. I guess it would be 0 to 15 because 0 being a refund. How much would you go paid to see this movie? How different is thinking,
Yeah, because the paying homage comedian me want to say I'd pay a dub to see this. I'd pay a dub and then I'd buy all the snacks and. But I'll say I'd pay $15 for this because I loved it that much. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm biased. I'm just gonna be frank, but okay. So realistic, I'll say $14.50.
Yeah, I was thinking 13.
I give it 11.
Cause you a hater. You was a hater.
11's pretty good.
What?
From 1 to 15, 11's pretty good.
No, it's not.
How it's not?
You wouldn't marry an 11.
That's not even half.
You wouldn't if you did the same thing 1 to 15 for a chick you want to holler at, unless you done been drinking, bottom shelf Burnett's vodka.
Whoa, you can't say that, man.
Whatever.
Because you just talked about Oprah.
But that's saying from 0 to $1 billion. It's like that's a big difference.
Okay, fine. Where do Oprah?
Let me look up her net worth real quick. I can tell you. I'll rate Oprah. Let me look at that net worth real quick.
Skill ain't big enough. The skill. I mean,
what the skill is? Yeah, you got that short. Yeah. Either you like it or you don't. Which is in range. Hot or cold.
I think I'd take Ellen DeGeneres over Oprah, though.
I gotta admit, she has some pretty eyes.
Who, Helen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
She's a good person.
She rolled up and they did a zoom in. I was like, wow.
She's in her body, though, but,
Yeah, she do look like a boy band lead singer. She do. She do.
I'm a laugh about that because there's a Justin Bieber did a hairstyle, and I was like, yo, they look like they related.
Like they, yeah. Yeah, like that's his auntie. It was,
Auntie Bieber.
Yeah, you dig what I'm saying?
Well, okay, but for why the 11?
I mean,
okay.
11 is pretty good, like I said, 7.
Okay.
6.
You a hater.
But you get the photograph. Nah.
I know
There's a different photograph. Oh, never mind. No, that's what I said. Never mind. But it wouldn't matter anyway because it's 2 different movies.
Like I give the Fountain a 10.
It's cool. What's the Fountain?
The Fountain is a movie.
No time. You should listen to the podcast.
Yeah, go listen to the podcast.
Look at the movie first.
I'm
gonna go look at the movie.
Go watch the movie. The Fountain. It's on Amazon Prime.
And then make a comment.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna say because James probably hating again. You know?
Yeah, go
What you give Black Panther?
I don't even remember what I gave the.
Did we rate Black Panther?
No, I don't think we reviewed. I don't think.
I'm just saying. What
What
would you give Black Panther 1 to 15?
No, you can't do that, man.
They guess I can. What would you give Black Panther?
10:30.
A 10:30?
10:50.
Ain't Black History Month?
What? They could have did Black Panther a little bit. I'm gonna probably jump on that too. It wasn't the.
Oh my god! Black Panther could have been the worst movie ever. I'd have gave it.
And see, that's
a 14.
and I don't like when people say that because that's another thing I hate is that Black Panther out of all the movies, people say that and it's like, well, all we gotta do is support our own movies, then we can get what we want. You know,
I can
because there are so many. Because I've seen like they did interviews and people don't even know how many black characters, but then all of a sudden they want to. Oh man, let's talk about black characters.
Okay, I can dig that because a lot of people didn't know Blade was a Marvel superhero, and a lot of people didn't know that Blade opened the door for.
Or even
Marvel
Meteor Man,
superhero.
you have to be a little bit older, but yeah.
Meteor Man.
And the reason why, because Blade was never advertised as a comic book movie.
Well, yeah, it wasn't. It was just advertised
But
as a movie.
but I mean, even if you look at, I haven't seen how they did it, but from the trailer, The Witcher doesn't look like it's advertised as
A video game.
Yeah, but no, it is a real book. But
I mean, yeah,
that's the one off the video game. But it's a lot of movies that doesn't, because I mean, even let's say The Hunger Games, I wouldn't have known that was a book. Or what's the real?
Well, it actually was advertised as a book because that was the reason why I read the book.
Okay.
Because I saw the trailer, I saw the movie was coming out, and I like, well, before I go watch the movie, I'm gonna read the book.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I did not know I was getting myself into when I saw the Hunger Games. I thought it was gonna be a comedy about people eating food or starving. That's legitimately what I thought. And then when I'm seeing, I'm so serious. I was like, I'm like, why is everybody making a fuss about this? And then when you see what it is, I was like, oh, they just turned America and made it more into like a digestible movie.
Wow.
I said it. I said it. That's all the Hunger Games is. The Hunger Games is a blueprint of what y'all are going to be looking at in the future. It's happening right now.
I would definitely agree with that too.
It's happening right now.
Because I mean, if with California doing the basic income type stuff, because that's like the Jetson. And now when they did that, I looked at the Jetson. I was like, they didn't have a lot of people working. Where was all it was plenty of people. Where was these people doing?
Yeah.
Besides the kids going to school, and I mean, even with George, he had one boss. And
he got fired every day. I mean, how do you get fired every day?
So either two things happen. Either people are lazy. Well, you can't say lazy, but they either got that. Everybody's getting a certain income because, like you said, he kept getting fired, and he was the only employee besides robots.
Every day, man.
And then, but you see, a lot of people had cars and buses, so it was like, where was these people?
What are they doing? But yeah, the Hunger Games just man. Listen, they always say cinema is a reflection of like what's going on in society, what's about to happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Check it out.
Yeah, I believe that was sci-fi,
definitely.
Because they said Ready Player One definitely by 2050. I'm like, man, that's gonna suck up the
Ready
game.
Player One was good. It was a good joint. And when we already did, because we spend most of our time looking at phones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we live more in digital worlds. Man, I told you about this. I had one of my football moms call me. It was like, my son trying to YouTube how to masturbate, and I was like, how do you get to the point where I feel like when you're a man, breathing, walking, how to use the bathroom, masturbating, and just like basic functions you know how to do.
What?
A dog automatically knows how to hump. You know what I mean? It's like,
True.
you know, and it's like it's just something.
But that's instincts, though.
It is instinct, but now it's like got kids like, it's like, how do I do this? It's like, what do you mean how you do this?
But then why? Well, no, I kind of disagree because then look at kissing. Like people practice kissing. You know what I'm saying?
You practice kissing, you don't practice masturbate.
But the thing is, the thing is, I can dig the practice part, but why are we digitally searching for it?
True.
You know,
because it's out there.
But it's like the thing is,
Well,
I mean, I'll put it like this, and I know people gonna say this because, like, even for me, I looked at and got books on how to kiss and
That's
stuff like
different,
that.
you know.
But I mean, it's books out there, so
I mean, kissing and masturbating is a little different, you know. Like,
okay, so what if I got a book on how to give oral sex?
that's different too. Like, that's
So what
giving oral sex is not a natural thing you just automatically know to do.
Okay. You know what?
For some folks.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to say, 'cause some
Okay,
people
you know
been blessed
what?
with
You know
some
what?
skills, and it's like you got that from generation to generation.
You do have a point because let's be honest, toddlers do it. You know what I'm saying? Little babies and do it like even while they getting pampers and stuff like that. No, I was saying like playing with themselves.
I'm about to say. Hold on.
So
Wait, before we continue this conversation, that was good for today's podcast. Remember, you can follow us on social media accounts. And make sure you like, share, and comment on this video. Leave us a message if you want to do review a movie or another topic. Remember, you can find Devin at
Big Dev Comedy on Instagram, Big Dev Comedy on Facebook, or you can look me up by my government name, Devin Roberts. Holla at your boy, you know what I mean? It's your boy Big Dev from the group home, baby. From the group home.
you can give me a White Ranger 79 for YouTube.
White Ranger?
Don't say, "Oh, why you in the Black Ranger?" I went through a chat and somebody always say that. Hey man, why you being racist? I was like, it's the Power Rangers, right? Why can't you be the Black Power Ranger? I was like,
Any of them color, you got red, green, yellow, blue.
because I don't like Tommy, but the White Power Ranger with the white tiger, because I like the white tiger. That's not so. I thought that
I was a
awesome.
Green Ranger fan though.
I was a Red Ranger.
Of course, you the Red Ranger fan.
I like being in charge.
And I did love the Black Ranger. I just didn't like the fact that stereotypically he could break dance. You know what I mean? It's like, and he up there. Everybody else has.
You know what I'm embarrassed to say though? Out of all the times I had watched it during the time, I always missed the episodes where he was dancing.
Man.
Until I looked at YouTube, I was like, wow. Like the one battle he had, I was like, I never remember seeing that.
But anyways, you can follow me on Facebook at James H3 Films. That's also my me on Twitter. And you can follow Film Nerds on Facebook. Film Nerds
They got the wrong
podcast on Facebook and Film Nerds 1 on Twitter. But until then, I'm James.
I'm Theo.
And I'm Big Dev from the group home, baby.
We'll see you next time.